Hello and welcome to another episode of Mike and Dave's Hi-Fi Riff, indeed a very special episode. I'm Mike Evans.
And I'm David Price.
And today we're joined by the rather fantastic Tim Jarman. Tim, welcome.
Hello, it's great to be here.
I'm really pleased we can join us today. That's fantastic. I'm sure loads of our viewers are going to know who you are, but I wonder if you just want to do a little bit of intro as to all of your amazing accolades within hi-fi.
Well, I've been involved in old hi-fi for many years. I'm the vintage hi-fi correspondent in Hi-Fi News and Record Review magazine, and I also wrote the first English language book on the history of Bang & Olufsen.
How cool is that?
But even better, he worked for Hi-Fi World.
That's true.
So don't be modest, Tim.
Brilliant. I'm surrounded by hi-fi journalists. You know, what can possibly go wrong? Absolutely excellent. And look, we're really thrilled to have you here. Thank you very much for making the journey. I just want to start by just saying something which I'm so impressed with. Could you tell everybody which car you've arrived in, please?
I've turned up in an early 70s Citroen Ami 8, which is our family transport in the summer.
And it's totally mint, isn't it? It's glorious.
Well, the MOT man may not agree, but it doesn't look too bad from the top.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually seen one before in the flesh. It's so cool.
Yes.
And you were very kind enough to let me have a sit in it. And the suspension is something to be sort of beguiled by, isn't it?
Absolutely. The French won't tolerate discomfort at all.
I'm now on a diet because the whole of the car tilted that way since I sat in it.
And also, it was the only car able to carry the thing we're about to review without capsizing as well, wasn't it?
I like your segue.
I know.
Very good.
I'm learning from you, Mike.
What can I say? I'm nowhere near that slick. So, can I just ask, Tim, what joyful things have you brought with you?
We'll be looking at the Technics SLP1200 compact disc player, which was their top-of-range machine in this market for 1987 and 1988.
Excellent.
Try not to... Oh, bloody hell.
Sorry about the microphone there, people. Don't worry, it's just David trying to lift it off the table.
God.
It looks like Arkwright's till. There we are. Look at that. What a beast. What an absolute beast. And Tim, you were saying that actually the reason why David's really struggling with it is not because he's super puny, but because it's all one-piece cast. Is that right?
Yes, this is a single aluminium die casting here, and then it's got this heavy anti-resonant bass here, very similar to one on the 1200 turntable, and it's full of the best digital technology the Japanese had at the time. So there's substance to this. It's a really heavy thing.
Tim, would you like to... Sorry, Mike. Would you like to power it up for us?
Gosh,
All right, I'll just punch the button
Tim,
here.
when you say at the time, what year is this?
So 1987 to 88.
Okay, amazing. And am I allowed to ask what this would have cost then?
£800, sir.
Wow, really?
So, yeah.
It's really funny,
more than
actually.
the SL1200 turntable.
Tim was saying that was the sweet spot in Japanese currency at the time. So your speakers would have been £800 at the time.
Something like that.
So it had to be £800 to be good.
These are 88 or 89 models, my NS1000s.
Okay.
So almost, it's almost friends reunited.
Absolutely,
from Japan,
vintage stuff.
So,
but what an amazingly cool looking bit of kit that is.
Yeah.
It's so good, isn't it? And it's got some really weird functionality as well, which you probably don't find on any other CD player.
Yeah, so for start, it's got this variable speed, which mimics exactly the speed slider on a 1200 turntable. And it's got this jog shuttle here, where you can find any piece of the music you like very quickly. And to help you with that, when you put in pause, it plays the same fraction of sound over and over again. So it's like having a still frame on a video.
It's like basically Paul Hardcastle's no.
It does. That's exactly what it is, yes.
And there's this other function here called auto cue, where when you choose a track, it finds the start and then it finds where the music actually starts and puts itself in pause. Then you punch the button and the music starts immediately, so you don't have a gap there. This is aimed for broadcast use, which was one of the intended markets for this. So you've got that, and also when you're in that mode, if you've got an album in there, when it plays that track, it stops and then waits for you to play the next one. So it won't suddenly start playing the next song on the album if you're not looking.
Sure.
So
single play.
Yeah. So if you're broadcasting, then it's not just going to sort of interrupt you giving the traffic report or something.
Yes,
like
that's
that.
right. Or go from a well-known single to an obscure album track full of swearing or something.
Yeah, excellent. But I'm just so impressed by just the aesthetic of it. It just looks so revolutionary, doesn't it? And even now it's looking pretty modern stylish, I reckon.
Well, they did one before. There was one earlier in the 80s called the SLP50, which was even bigger, and it had a speaker up here for monitoring. It had VU meters like cassette ones up here.
Wow.
So and it's much bigger and heavier, but it looked amazing. But inside was actually quite basic. It was very much a first generation Japanese machine, so not sophisticated like this was, or how say the Philips were at the time.
This is a 16-bit 2 times oversampling.
That's right, 16 times 2, but this was also the first Technics that had a separate digital to analog converter for each channel, which is shown in this little diagram up here.
Yeah.
They're very proud of that.
You need a diagram to show.
Absolutely. It's worth this much real estate for that.
Because Japan.
Yes.
And did they scrap the diagram for the VU meters?
Well, that was the other way. No, the VU meters were scrapped for the diagram.
Oh gosh.
So up until then,
that.
More important.
well, up until then, every Japanese, or certainly every Technics CD player shared the same digital to analog converter for each channel. It was just switched very rapidly between them, but that, of course, introduces a time delay. And the proper way around that is to have one for each, which Philips had from new, and Technics finally did on this. Was their first one that did it.
What was it? Smooth Operator by Sade. We were listening and hearing that kind of funny phaziness once on,
yes,
on
that's
a
right.
single deck, early Japanese CD player. So,
Are you reminiscing?
yeah.
That was on a CDP 101, wasn't it?
CDP 101, that's it. Yeah.
So the thing is, at the bass end, it doesn't really matter because it's your one sample different. So at the bass end, that's nothing. But at the top end of the treble, you're 90 degrees up, which is like having one of your speakers half wired backwards, if you can imagine such a thing. And that's why on those early Japanese machines, the treble is just smeared all over the place because it's not quite in step.
And that's why it's very good to have a twin deck machine.
It's essential.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Unless you like splashy, weird treble. There's always mini disc for that as well, isn't there?
We love mini disc.
Cassette with a wonky azimuth also give you the same effect.
Indeed.
It's interesting because you guys had a bit of a listen before I turned up today, but when I arrived and you plugged it in and we played some of the songs, I was really impressed by the sound quality, and it reminded me very much of the Philips player which we reviewed,
960 CD 960,
which was really good, wasn't it? We were thinking, gosh, where were we when this came out? And I got a similar vibe with this because I'd obviously never heard one of these before, and actually it's really smooth. It's super smooth. It wasn't bright in any way, shape or form. We played some Human League from Dare.
Darkness.
Yeah, and
So
also...
hang on.
look at you. Oh, excellent. So, there we go. Look at this. Brilliant. Viewers notice that this is, for some reason, not a Japanese import. David, what's going wrong?
That's a hybrid SACD,
okay. All right, yes, okay. Well, it had to be a flashy one of some description, didn't it? This sounded really good. We played...
Got you back there, Mike.
Thanks a lot. We played... Love Action, as
and
well,
Darkness,
which is brilliant. I used to have that as my ringtone on my mobile phone for a long time, which was super cool.
Was that after the Crazy Frog or before?
You know me too well.
So,
guess what my ringtone is now?
I really don't. Is it I Know Him So Well by Elaine Page? I don't know. How do I know?
Well, I just thought it would be an obvious guess, that's all.
All right. No, it's Rush, right?
Red Barchetta, yeah,
of course
absolutely. There we go.
Yeah, we played this earlier, Tim and I, and Enjoy the Silence.
Oh, Depeche Mode, did you? I missed that. Does it sound good?
Yeah.
That's more or less in period with this. It was 89 that came out?
Yeah, I think 89, that's right, yeah. So absolutely in period. And so I'd say this has got quite a chunky and solid sound, hasn't it? By the standards of the day.
It does.
It's a little, can be a little bright on bright records like Supertramp's Breakfast in America, but not too bad, is it? Doesn't get into kind of really shrill territory.
Well, it's a noticeably bright sounding machine, but it's not hard and gritty with it. I think that's what I really like about this is it gives you that Japanese sound, but without the penalty of sounding sandpapery and setting your teeth on edge.
Do you carry on? I'm just Googling something.
Okay.
As I wanted to look at something, which I've forgotten.
So I think...
bear with me.
Sorry. Mike, sorry, can I talk to Tim about this?
Please,
you just carry on with your phone.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. There's method in my madness.
You're not watching something on YouTube, are you?
No.
Okay.
Something about tractors, maybe.
I'm not.
It's Burr Brown...
yes, PCM 54s.
54s.
Two of. And all the DACs and the analog stages have their own mains transformer and their own separate PCB, so it's entirely independent. So it's like having a 2-box machine without the inconvenience of 2 boxes.
So proper dual mono type stuff.
Yes, all separated out.
So yeah, pretty early on in the great scheme of things, isn't it? But and kind of interesting that many CD players of that period were using the Philips ones, weren't they? TD-1541s.
Yes.
So.
So this would have been a rival to the Marantz CD94, which was the Japanese version of a Philips 960, but a lot more expensive in Japan, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's no disc in there, is there?
That's true.
Isn't that cool?
Let's put this disc in.
So my quick Google search there was because on Violator here by Depeche Mode, this album obviously had Personal Jesus on it.
Yeah.
So I've got a pop quiz question for you.
Okay.
So Echoes by Trevor Horn, which was his sort of like compilation album of various songs, included Personal Jesus.
Yes.
Guess who sang it on the Trevor Horn album? And I just had to double check I was right in case I was dreaming.
Was it Marty Pellow?
No.
How do I don't know. I haven't got it.
It was Iggy Pop.
Oh,
That is quite cool.
See? Of course, that Iggy Pop doing Personal Jesus.
Yeah.
It's very good, actually. Cool.
So I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but this machine's one of the few I know which has a tenth of a second readout on the time code. So there's always numbers whizzing around on there.
Why?
That's super cool.
For queuing up the exact point in a track.
Okay.
Also for pose value.
Yes.
So
okay.
the timing on CDs is actually encoded far much higher resolution than just in seconds, but most players don't use it because you don't need to know that. But they put that on there just for that, and that alone I think justifies owning one of these.
How long have you had this player?
A few years now. I got it in a slightly dilapidated state, so it used to have a hole in the fascia where the play button is because it's just worn out. The trouble with these is some audiophiles bought these, but most of them went for broadcast and other professional applications. So it's like buying a second-hand taxi. By the time you get them, they're well worn out because they've done like 1 billion hours by people that don't really care in dirty and otherwise not well-kept environments. So it's really hard to find nice ones. But so I've done my best with this to get that back to full strength.
So I probably would struggle to get one on an eBay purchase or something like that then.
They are around. They sold loads of them.
Okay.
So that and now it's not so hard to import stuff from Japan.
Do the lasers go?
They're not as reliable as the Philips are, but the great thing is Technics use the same laser in everything in these days. So if you buy like a cheap but still functional SLP1200 for £50 or whatever, that's got the same laser in it, and a bit of surgery you can swap that over and get that going again.
It's like an old ST1 V8, isn't it?
Yes. Goes in everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get your sort of TVR going again.
Did you have one of those engines in a TR7?
Yes, I had a TR8. So,
proper TR8. Not a TR7 with a V8.
No.
Wow, you don't see many of those either.
No, it's one of the millions of cars I wish I hadn't sold.
Yes, I can imagine.
But,
I can imagine.
But it was it was fuel injected as well because it was California spec, and it could wheel spin in the dry in third.
Wow.
So which probably said more about the tyres.
I was going to say that's those cheap tyres, isn't it?
Was it left-hand drive?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I never saw that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, super cool. But yeah, as you say, the ST1 engine's been in absolutely everything, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So what else did you guys listen to? What's this?
So listen to, that's
808
States.
Okay.
That's the US version of Pacific, of 90. So
Right, okay.
808 States' first ZTT album
Okay.
was called 90 and came out in 1990. And they did an American version in a long box. I don't know if you remember the old long boxes used to sell CDs in the States.
Yes, yeah.
And it's called United State 90.
Very cool.
And it's basically the first album with a few extra tracks.
What did you play?
We played, hoping you weren't going to answer.
Oh, sorry.
That.
Be my guest.
It was Revenge of the Girly Men.
Oh, okay. Was it? Of course you did.
Yes.
Of course you did.
Which sounds like Boney M on acid.
In my absence, you played
I
that.
think the Euro one's got a better cover than this. That's a bit there, isn't it?
Indeed.
Excellent.
So,
and then you guys also played a bit of Supertramp, I can see.
Yes.
Yes,
So-
a logical song.
Did you? Yes, okay.
It's a high
And
point of that.
that
Very
is a bright record.
Oh my
isn't
gosh, it really is, isn't
Yeah.
it? It
And
really is.
It wasn't too bad. It was
No,
pretty
okay.
civilised, wasn't
Okay.
it, I thought.
I don't know why this is such a bright recording, but it's just, I don't think I've ever heard it sounding
The
really
LP's
great.
bright and the CD's bright,
Yes,
isn't it?
it really is, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I think they might have mixed it for FM radio in the
Bet they did.
cars, in sort of going down the coast or something in California or something. I don't know.
Yes, I bet that's exactly what they did. Yeah.
So another unusual feature of this model is there's a light on here that says emphasis, and that tells you that the CD you're playing has got the de-emphasis on, which is a slightly different set of analog filters, which is in the CD Redbook spec at Denon's insistence. Their contribution to CD is they invented the PCM coding system that they use, and they insisted this was there, which meant every CD player made has to have two sets of filters in it and complicated switching between them, which these days was done with relays and other expensive bits, which is never ever used.
Yes.
And one other thing the emphasis lights tells you is that none of your CDs are ever recorded with emphasis on.
Yes.
I think the first Pet Shop Boys album has it on, and obviously every single Denon classical CD has it on, but nothing else does. All this does to prove is how pointless the whole business was, but how accommodating the rest of the CD consortium were to go along with it.
It was just sort of CD politics, wasn't it? Like the, well, we have to do it for them, but it must have added a few dollars to every CD player.
Every single wretched one.
Yeah.
Really?
So totally pointless.
Gosh, amazing.
So there's the Philips CDs that they launched when CDs came out for the manufacturers to test their machines and ensure they met the spec, has the same track recorded twice, one with emphasis and one without, and if the player's working properly they sound exactly the same, which just underlines the pointlessness of the whole thing.
So was it like a kind of sort of like an RIAA equalization type thing, basically boosting one part of the frequency range?
That's right. They were swapping headroom for resolution, which they thought would be important for some classical stuff. But as it turns out, I think it's one of those things that was written into the system before the final parameters were set, and they just forgot to take it out again, and so it's still there. There now. Now it's all done digitally, of course, so you don't see all the relays and stuff anymore. But it's still there. So if you want to write compact disc logo on a player, it has to have this wretched thing in there.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I had no idea. Gosh.
Totally.
This is a real statement machine, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's also really heavy, Mike. My knees are about.
Yeah, I'm
to
really
die.
enjoying this. It's normally me who has to suffer the things, so I'm having great fun.
Actually,
here.
I've suffered more for this than both of you. When I first got this, I got out of the back of the car and I turned around as I lifted it out, and I slipped a disc at the bottom of my back doing it. And then it was just agonising, and I eventually had to go to the hospital, and of course the doctor said, well, how did you do it? And I said, well, I think it's when I lifted a compact disc player out of my car. And of course, they've never seen big heavy ones. To them, a CD player is like a little plastic thing, or a Sony Discman or something.
Yes.
So they must have thought that I was the world's feeblest man. But there's no point saying, no, Technics SLP1200 as they drag me away. So it wasn't a good time for me.
As they put you under general anaesthetic.
Yes.
I've also got this sort of vision of when you get it out the back of your Citroen, it's like John Coffey from the Green Mile getting out of the back of the prison van, and all this suspension, goes up in the air.
It's very much like that.
It wasn't a Philips CD101, it was a Technics SLP1200.
Exactly. But it is a proper statement, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
bloody well is. I'm just about to go numb in my legs.
Stop moaning.
So.
And you'd proudly sit it on top of your Hi-Fi, wouldn't you, and just have it pride of place.
I'd rather have on top of my Hi-Fi than my legs.
See, that's another problem with this format. It looks great, but the British in particular love stacking systems, and this means it's like saying, no, I'm never going to have a turntable because this goes where that would have been.
Yeah. Yes.
Which was the CD ethos of the pre-vinyl revival era.
Exactly. That's exactly true, isn't it? It's just what I was thinking.
So I'm just also. So we were discussing what it looks like. You said a till, didn't you?
Yes, Arkwright's till.
Arkwright's till.
Yes.
And I said it looks like a NITEC.
Yes, you did.
I also
calculate CA
NITEC receiver. Yeah.
Yes.
I also think it looks like some washing machines look a bit like they've got a Bendix or something.
Yeah. A twin tub thing.
Yeah, and you've got like little lights on there and. That's like the heat.
Sorry, mate. We won't invite him to the next one. We'll.
I never thought of it like that.
He's always like this.
I never thought of it like that before.
So viewers, let us know what you think this thing reminds you of in the comments.
For me, it reminds me of 6 months of pain and suffering. That's a personal thing.
Yeah. And the humiliation of being the only person in hospital who got a CD player injury.
Yes, that's possibly unique ever, I should think.
What are you in for? Well, I fell off off the side of a mountain when I was trekking.
Yes, or a motorbike or
Yeah,
something else
I
manly.
I lost it round a bend at 90 on my Fireblade. What are you in for? I picked up a CD player.
Yes. Yeah. Which is much cooler than all the others.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Mike,
So
would you like to just... Sorry, Tim. Would you like to just look at the sockets there? I know you're a big fan.
Oh, look at that.
Quickly,
yeah.
though.
Yes, no, very
I've
smart.
got pins and needles in my left leg now. So.
Lovely phonos.
There we go. Tim, is there anything of any...
Well, yeah, so you've got your gold-plated RCA ARG output there, and then the other two are totally proprietary and totally useless. So there's a wired remote control. I've never actually seen the remote control, and this machine has infrared remote built in anyway. And this other thing is a subcode output, and what that's for is to put the disc data, like the time and the track numbers and stuff, up on another display, which again is for broadcast use. Again, I've never seen anything that plugs in there. So I think it's like that. I don't know if you remember from Sony CDP-101s, they've got that socket that says accessory out, and it's a special socket. And as far as I know, nothing was ever manufactured that fitted in there, but every single one has it.
That's so funny. That's absolutely brilliant. Guys, that's amazing.
So you didn't do your back in for nothing, Tim?
No, I suffered my arse.
Absolutely. Don't we all?
Got an exotic socket collection, and it's got an emphasis light.
Yes.
Yes.
There we go. Can I take it off now?
We will. So, well, and I'm so glad that we made David endure that. That's brilliant. So, look, Tim, I'm going to say thank you.
Well, it's been great to be here.
Yeah. Absolutely. We'd love to think you'd come back again. In fact, we know you're going to come back again because you bought some other toys which we want to do videos of too. So thank you very much indeed, and we'll very much looking forward to seeing you at one of the next episodes of Hi-Fi Riff.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim.
Brilliant.
That's great.
And on that note, thank you all for watching as well, and we'll see you guys at the next one too. Thanks. Bye. Bye.